Welcome to another episode. Now today we're working on this 20-year-old CTSV. Clearly the steering wheel has seen better days. Now I don't want to remove the steering wheel and attempt a repair. I don't want to replace the steering wheel with another unit. I simply want to try and let's see if rejuvenating the leather is a possibility. Can we repair it? So I found a kit online that's made specifically to do this sort of repair. First time for me, I've never used it before. So let's see how we turn out. Now right off the bat, we have an issue. I purchased this kit 4 months ago and life got in the way, never got around to getting this done. But I'm just opening the kit. And unfortunately, there's a bottle here, liquid degreaser. Well, would you know, of course, the cap was loose, all of the contents spilled out, or most of it, the rest may be evaporated. You can see the residue there. And unfortunately, it leaked onto, there are 2 sponges in this kit. You can see the residue there. Nonetheless, I want to keep on going. There are 3 other bottles. These seem to be in good shape. So the first step is to sand the steering wheel. Let's do that, and then I'm going to clean it with a magic eraser. I don't have anything else. I don't know if this is similar to nail polish remover. I just don't smell anything. So let's just do the best we can and see how we turn out. So the kit has 2 pieces of sandpaper, rather small. One is 320, the other one is 1200, which we use later on. So with the 320, you lightly sand down the leather and pay attention to where really you have the damage and the cracking and so forth. So after roughly 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. It certainly looks better right off the bat. The only downside is look how small this piece is, and it clogs up rather quickly. I still have some spots down here I like to tackle. So here in the garage, I happen to have some 400 grit sandpaper. So if you do plan on doing this, really, I think you need a little bit more, especially if your steering wheel is pretty beat up. So we'll continue. Then I'm going to clean the entire area with warm dish soap, magic eraser. Ultimately, if I still need more degreasing, I'll just use a steamer, but I think we'll be okay. This vehicle was in Florida for 19 years, so the top of the steering wheel took a lot of damage from the hot sun. So that's where most of the damage really was on the steering wheel. And as I sanded it, more and more leather just kept on being removed. Everything else looks to be in good shape. So because this is so bare, it's still a little damp. I want to let it dry off. So tomorrow, we'll come back and hopefully we'll be able to wrap this up. So here we are the next day. The steering wheel is nice and dry. So the next step is grabbing this alcohol cleaner and then doing another clean sweep of the steering wheel. And the kit does include a very small microfiber towel. And this stuff certainly smells like nail polish remover. Now once you do this step, you just have to let it thoroughly dry. And then we're halfway there. Now at this point, if you do this on your vehicle, the steering wheel may be a little rough, a little fibrous, so the kit includes a leather binder. The way that this works is you apply the binder, let it dry, do it a second time, let it dry, and then a third time. Now this sponge was included in the kit. As you can see the ends, this is where that degreaser spilled out, so I'll just use it right smack in the middle and just work it in. Now with all 3 coats applied, it looks drastically better, and we still have one more step to go. Now it's roughly 60 degrees outside today, and I gave myself an hour for all 3 coats. Really don't need that much time, but nonetheless, I'm just taking my time here. So wherever the binder is applied, the kit includes 1200 grit sandpaper, and you only sand down where the binder has been applied to the steering wheel. So in my case, it's right here, down here, down here. Everything else we're not touching. And then we have the final step of really applying color to the steering wheel. And finally, the last step. Now, this is the base color. According to the instructions, you want light coats. So a little light coat, let it dry, light coat, let it dry. And there are 2 sponges in the kit. This is the other sponge that's unused. So we'll dab it on. The other thing is I closed all the windows so no contaminants get blown into the vehicle. Let's see how it turns out. All right, here goes nothing. And it seems like this is drying rather quickly. And the instructions state just dab it on. So you're not wiping it, you're just dabbing it on. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Hold on, my hands are a little dirty. After a couple of coats, we'll see what it looks like. And after 3 coats, this is what we're looking at. I think it's a great product. They did a very good job. It's a little expensive at $50. I'll link it below if you do want to check it out and read the reviews. But not bad, not too bad at all. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.